He's taking his love for the outdoors on a 6-month adventure. Meet Hunter next. Hello everyone, I'm Don Jacobs, and I'm here in the home of DiscoverNEPA, and we're gonna go wild with DiscoverNEPA, talking about the Appalachian Trail. Just under 2,200 miles long, it goes through 14 states, and guess what? Our local man, Hunter Lacomis of Luzerne County, is going to start the trail and try to finish the walk from Georgia all the way up to Maine. We sat down with Hunter right before he hit the trail to tell us why he's doing it and take a look at some of his equipment.
Well, I'm 29 years old right now, and I am about to hike the Appalachian Trail.
And you're going to celebrate your 30th birthday on the trail.
Yeah, so that's all part of the plan. Is the Appalachian Trail starts in Georgia and it goes up to Maine and it comes through Pennsylvania, right around the halfway point. But It lines up with June when my birthday is, so I'm going to be turning 30 on the trail in Pennsylvania.
Pretty cool. So how many miles is it? And when you start this out, do you have a plan to go so far every day, or do you just walk until you can't?
No, so it's 2,200 miles.
Okay.
Well, just under. I kind of have it planned out where it'll be an average of 15 miles a day.
Okay.
Start a little slower so I can kind of build up my strength, but then average of 15 the whole way through.
6 months.
6 months.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
You want to do this on your own, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I've just always been into, hiking and being outdoors, and, it's just kind of special to do it alone.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of the idea, is start alone, and, there's other people that hike it. So
Right.
I'll be meeting up with friends and people along the way, but
So are you into the outdoors? Tell me a little bit about your background.
yeah. So, I mean, I grew up in Bear Creek and spent a lot of time hunting, fishing, just hiking through the woods, being outside, and really grew to love it. So that's definitely the inspiration for
Yeah.
me doing this.
Has this been a plan for a while, or did you just wake up someday and say, hey, I think I'm going to do this?
No, I first heard about it about 15 years ago, when my mom's cousins did it. And it was just such a wild concept, such a long trail that you hike for months and months.
Mhm.
But then it wasn't until probably a couple of years ago that I started to realize, hey, the Appalachian Trail, it goes through Pennsylvania, and it's very accessible. And then really in the last 2 years is kind of when I planned and really made sure my life was in order to be able to do it.
What resources did you use to make sure that you know what you're doing and how you're going to do it?
So I guess the big one is the Appalachian Trail Conservancy. I mean, they're the organization that kind of manages the whole trail as a whole. So they have a map. I mean, that's kind of the first place to start.
Right.
That shows you where the trail goes and kind of what towns it goes through, what to expect. They have a lot of good guides on how to be prepared. So that was very helpful for kind of making sure I had my expectations in order.
Yeah.
Um, the other kind of resources that I used were books. So a lot of people's retelling of their experiences.
Okay.
And just kind of getting an idea of what it's about.
Yeah. And you think you have all the gear that you need?
For the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you plan something like this, you can't plan 6 months worth of food. So are there stores along the way? Is there places that you can replenish?
Yeah. So the trail goes through a lot of small towns. And it's pretty often to kind of pick up a road and, walk into town, or sometimes it goes right through the downtown. So
Okay.
typically you're not more than 3, 4, 5 days away
Right.
from town. So that's kind of the interval that you have to plan for food.
Right. Okay. So this is your backpack.
Yep.
And you're going to have enough in here, except for a stop for food along the way. Show us some of the gear you have.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is kind of the basic stuff. This is kind of my sleep setup. So I have a unfolding pad that I'm going to sleep on. This is my bag. It's just a 20-degree bag,
Okay.
which is a little tight for starting so early down south, but that's why I have a liner that goes in it.
Okay.
So this kind of adds at least another 10, 15
Degrees
kind
of
to it.
thing. Yep. All right.
And I've tested it out in cold weather here, and it's been good.
Right.
This is my tent.
Wow. That's pretty compact.
It is, yeah. Graciously lent to me by my girlfriend's dad.
There you go.
But it's super light. I mean,
Oh, it is.
that's not a whole lot.
But you said there's also little huts and lodges along the way that you can sleep in.
Yeah. So typically, I think they say there's shelters every 8 miles or so. So, I mean, people have done it where you just stay in a shelter the whole
Right.
time. But I'm bound to, have to tent
Have
quite a
them 10
bit.
away.
So.
Show me some of the food and some of the stuff that you're taking there.
Sure. So a lot of it is kind of dried and water-based.
Okay.
So kind of a staple are rehydrated mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Stuffing mix, things like that, where you can just kind of add water.
And you're getting a lot of carbs out of that because you're burning a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Another thing you're going to need is protein. So tuna packets, they make chicken salad, everything like this. Spam is pretty popular.
Right.
The other one that I spent a little longer preparing was deer jerky.
There you go, buddy.
We got this past season and got plenty to fill up on.
Yeah, so you're gonna grab those for snacks and stuff. Your main meals will be like something like that.
Yeah, these are almost luxuries, probably. These rehydrated meals. Yeah. They're a little expensive. They're harder to get, but they kind of have everything you need.
Sure.
So, if I'm really feeling, if it's a rainy day and I'm down in the dumps, like this is probably going to hit the spot.
Yeah. Now you can't carry bottled water for 6 months. So what are you gonna do for water?
Yeah. So luckily, there's a lot of water on the East Coast,
right?
And you have to plan your streams and everything, but typically you're filtering. Okay. So this is my filter setup.
All right.
It just screws right onto the end of a water bottle. And then you can drink right out of the end of it. So it filters fast enough that you can just drink right from it.
Oh, no kidding.
Or filter into like my pot for cooking and heating up. But this is kind of the setup. So all filtered.
You've pretty much thought about the whole thing. I see a little camping stove there as well.
Mm-hmm.
What electronics and how do you recharge?
Yeah, so typically I'm planning on not really using my phone for a lot of it.
Okay.
But the one thing I am going to need that is kind of for my mom's peace of mind is a little satellite transponder. Okay. So it's a Garmin InReach. It's just a little GPS satellite. But it'll send my location out every so
cool.
often. And then if something were to go wrong, it has an SOS button. Like, this is what's going to kind of keep me safe.
Yeah.
So
you sound excited.
I am very excited. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be a experience of a lifetime for sure.
Yeah. Well, we wish you well.
Thank you.
And we're really excited for you. And stay in touch. We're going to tell our viewers along the way how you're making out.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm happy to share. It's exciting.
It is. Congratulations on a good plan, and we're going to see you at the end.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you, Don.
Good luck, Hunter. And of course, part of the Appalachian Trail goes through the state of Pennsylvania and through NEPA. So what we're going to do is hopefully keep you up to date. We're going to meet him when he comes into northeastern Pennsylvania. 22,000 people have officially recorded that they've made the walk. Every year, 4,000 or so start it, and only 1,000 make it. Hunter, you're going to be in that group of 1,000, I'm sure. Now, for this episode of Go Wild with Discover NEPA and all the other episodes, you can go to discovernepa.com or subscribe on YouTube.